Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Mimi, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages. And subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. It is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and purest white light, only with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings. Okay, please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Piscean Seer family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to any new subscribers. Okay, welcome back to my beautiful subscribers who are already here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Okay, thank you so very much for coming, and thanks for coming back. So this is a Buddha message. Okay, so I got 644 and intermodal equipment. Okay, but we're gonna look at 644 first, because just to get this tablet out the way. So the Hebrew meaning, because I seem to be looking up both today, it says to bake. Okay, the act of baking, especially bread or cakes, and thus draws together themes of daily provision, hospitality, sacrifice, and divine judgment. Okay, so I feel like the divine judgment on your life is very positive. Okay, you are provided for, and I feel like also you've had to sacrifice a lot of things. Okay, you had to sacrifice a lot in your life, but I feel like you've gone through these things properly. It says properly, a shadow created by turning. Okay, so it's like you've been through a lot of transformations and worked through a lot of like your shadow side in order to become like this version that you are of yourself today, and you're only expanding more and more and more. Okay, let me tell you the angel number, and that's really perfect too with this intermodal equipment. So the angel number says that 644 is a message of encouragement and divine guidance, urging you to trust your intuition and your inner wisdom as you navigate your life path. It suggests that you have the potential for growth, stability, and prosperity, but it also advises you to maintain balance and avoid excessive focus on material things. Okay, it also encourages you to see yourself in a higher light, or as your true self, and your angels are helping to boost your self esteem and your confidence at this time. Okay, like with this wild femininity right here at the bottom of this deck, it's really more the wild than the femininity that's catching my attention. Like maybe you try to do everything in a certain way, or try to keep everything together or so perfect. Like maybe you could have control issues a little bit, and if things don't necessarily go your way, you tend to get upset, or to, like, I don't know, get kind of like a down way of thinking about it, because it's not going the way that you hoped. And it just, I don't know, it kind of messes it up for you. But Spirit's saying like everything's not always going to be important. Okay, or Buddha's saying, he's saying like everything's not going to always be perfect or go exactly the way you plan it out or you lay it out to look. Like when you are manifesting something, or you're trying to create something, you're trying to co-create something with God, you're kind of saying, hey God, this, you're pitching, right? Is what I'm hearing. You're pitching, you're saying, hey God, this is what I want to do. I really love this, I like this, I want to try to turn this into that. When you're talking with people and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I want to have this in there, and I want to have this, I want it to look like this. That is a form of manifesting something for yourself. You're speaking that beautiful thing over your life, but you're basically pitching that to God and letting God say, okay, all right, I like this, I see where you're going with this, baby, but I'm gonna tweak this, I'm gonna change that. You're not seeing this that I'm seeing, so I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that. Like like I'm hearing like, they're gonna get a little upset about this, but it's gonna be fine. Once they see this that I have for them. It's kind of like like I see, okay, like a teacher grading papers, with the red marker, like, God looking at your checklist person being like, okay, well, that works for you, that works for what I see for you, but I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna remove that person. Like, you think, you got marrying that person on your checklist right now, but I'm gonna remove that person. In divine time, you're gonna see, and I'm gonna make it clear to you why I switched and changed that part of the plan the way I did. But it's all based on you making sure that you're very communicative about your plans and about the things that you want to create with God, and really opening yourself up and listening to, being able to hear that voice that speaks deep within you to tell you if this thing is right for you or not. Okay, which is kind of what Archangel Uriel was covering in the reading before this. He was talking about like following your intuition and trusting when you're being called to like say no or to like separate yourself. But this is Buddha's reading, and he wants to talk about intermodal equipment, okay? Which is, so the definition said involving two or more different modes of transportation in conveying goods, okay? And I loved that healing ended up right here at the bottom of the deck. Like, there are so many different ways, so many different means of transportation in which you could convey these goods that God put inside of you to give to people, right? There's so many different ways to express it, and really we see it every day, in the media and in the things that people create. Everything that you create is a part of you that you're sharing, a part of your light that you're giving to the world in order to, inspire some healing or to change something in their lives, or for them to see how you operate and get inspired by that in some sort of way. There's a million different ways you can do it. There is no wrong way to express your healing or to express yourself or to help people. You do it in the way that you feel the need to do it. You know what I mean? So don't feel like you could ever do anything wrong with this thing. The example was the intermodal network serving the channel tunnel, which I thought was hilarious, right? Because we're all channels. We're channels, okay? This information, these light codes, and this healing that we have to offer, it comes through us from the divine to give to people. It's not necessarily ours. It doesn't necessarily belong to any one of us, but when we're tapped into that oneness type of energy, there's enough for all of us, okay? So we all have a little niche or a little way to express ourselves or to express our art that's meant to bring healing to other people. And just make sure that you're confident in your specific way, your mode of transportation that you've chosen to get to conveying the goods, because there's no wrong way to do it, okay? However you wish to convey your goods are right, as long as you are coming from a place of love, from a place of peace, and you really have the higher intention to just help, to bring good to the situation. Like, sometimes he's bringing to my attention, sometimes we go to a situation and we plan on helping and we plan on giving, but it's like maybe that person doesn't appreciate our idea of help, or maybe they don't, like maybe, we might have said the wrong thing, or we did the wrong thing, or maybe we reacted in the wrong way when our help wasn't accepted the way that we gave it, right? But it's like, those things are just going to happen because everybody's their own individual person, and sometimes it's going to be a little bit of friction there, but don't give up on trying to be help to people, or trying to do what it is that you can do, or in conveying your goods the way you're meant to convey them. Ooh, that's composure. This is composure. I think I'm gonna keep it, okay? So make sure that you keep your composure at this time, okay? That's what Buddha wants you to work on. Like, not breaking down just because you're having a hard time conveying your goods, or you feel like there's been a stall in your transportation. Like, even if that shit breaks down, that entire way that you're traveling, even if it breaks down, that God's gonna provide another way for you to convey those goods, because they so good that the people need to get them goods, right? Okay, so God always go make sure that you are able to deliver whatever it is that you need to deliver. So go ahead and clear, cancel, and release like the opinions of others, or the feeling of failure, or feeling like, you didn't get the chance to convey the goods, like it's too late for you to convey those goods that God placed within you. Like, where do you think they went? They're still in there, okay? You need to transmute that fear and clear, cancel, and release anything that tells you that it's impossible, or that you can't, or that you already, squandered the one way you had to get to conveying the goods. There's many modes of transformation and transportation that can get you to the place where you're conveying your goods clearly and plainly for everyone to see and benefit from, okay? I like that. What else? So we got manifestation, okay? So kind of on the same thing Uriel was on, okay? It's all about your mind and the way that you're manifesting. And do you have belief in the things that you're manifesting? When you manifest something and then that thing comes in, are you more disappointed that it wasn't what you thought it would be? You know what I'm saying? Or that, oh, I thought it was going to come like this, or I thought this was going to happen, on some that's not what I manifested type stuff, But back to that checklist where God changed it and tweaked it and fixed it so that you could have a chance. Sometimes that change or that tweak or that fix is just a little test before he give you even more of what you expected to get, But it's all about your reaction, and it's all about the way that you think about the things that you're manifesting, and just realizing that it's a co-creation. Like, always remember that it's a co-creation. You can only create so much, and you need God to do the rest for you. Yeah. We got no at the bottom of the deck, and intuitions and downloads under that, okay? And we got ask and receive. I don't know. It's almost this energy of like you turning down certain offers that God offers you sometimes, and not necessarily trusting the feeling that you get about doing that thing, because it's not what you asked for, okay? That's what I said. That's what I just said, though. Like, you have to be careful with that. Sometimes you'll ask for something. I seen 1144. Buddha saying sometimes you'll ask for something, you'll get an opportunity, and it might not look like what you asked for, but it is the door to what you asked for. So you have to take that leap of faith and see where that thing takes you in order to get over here to the place that you're trying to go to. But Spirit's not going to always break that down and explain that to you off top. Sometimes you just have to follow your intuition and jump. And this is what they've been trying to train and prepare us to do this whole time, right? But I definitely get the feeling that things are working out for you in a positive way. Like, how's their future looking to you? We got the 5 of Wands, okay? I don't know. He said positive, okay? Positive 5 of Wands. So only thing I can think of is like maybe people competing for your attention, people competing for the opportunity to work with you, a lot of people wanting to see what it is that you offer and trying to see how they can attach, like their business or their investments or whatever it is to you. Yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, okay? A lot of messages and phone calls and communication, or people just reaching out to you in some sort of way for whatever it is that you do offer, or whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You could have even like went ahead and took a leap of faith into something else, and you could be worried, feeling like, oh my gosh, I never should have made this choice. I'm just totally stuck right here, I'm also hearing moonlighting, okay? Like, you can do more things. You can do plenty of things, okay? You are an amazing, multifaceted, multidimensional fucking being, okay? You can do many different things while you work your way toward doing that one big thing that you have a heart for. Like, don't put yourself in a box, okay? You have so much reach, and then you have all these amazing divine and cosmic connections. You literally know the universe personally, okay? You have pool. You have an amazing pool that God gave you at birth, okay? So use that pool, use that charm, use that beauty, use everything that you have to get to where you want to go in the most positive way, okay? Like, don't just be out here, okay? using what you got to get what you want in a negative way. Like, try to do it in a way that where you still maintain your respect and your integrity, because that's where we sell our soul, right? where we want something so bad that we're willing to go against our integrity, against our will, and against the part of us that aligns with God to get what it is that we want. That's the true definition of selling your soul or being a sellout, okay? And I don't think that you're willing to be no fucking sellout. You want what you want, and you want to still be able to maintain your relationship with God, and that's not unrealistic, no matter how this world tries to make that shit seem like it's unrealistic, okay? You can totally do that, okay? you can rise in status and still have that beautiful connection with the divine that you have. So please don't let that be like a doubt in your mind, okay? Just keep doing what it is that you're doing. Yeah, with the high priestess, because you see things very clearly. But this was about, how your future is going to turn out. That's what I asked about for this part of the overall energy. So I feel like in the future, you're gonna see this part of your life a lot more clearer. You might even be like giggling at yourself a little bit, like, why did I ever worry? I feel like you're a lot better at whatever it is that you do than you think you are, and I think you sell yourself short just a little bit with the tantrums, or this feeling like, I don't know, like this energy of you getting kind of down on yourself, like, man, like I'm never gonna get to this many subscribers, or I'm never gonna get this car that I want, or this house, because how could I, with my life moving so slow, with me not being as financially stable as I thought I would be when I turned this age, or whatever. It's like sometimes you have to throw all of that out of the window in order to make more room for magic in your life, and for the things to play out the way that God wants them to play out. Like divine time, it's amazing, right? And we always talking about how God is right on time, but we don't mention that much how irritated and frustrated we was when we was waiting on God sometimes. And it's a realistic part of life. Just know that it's okay, but like, to try to maintain your composure and don't go to that place so quickly. Just give God a chance to show you what it is that he's trying to do in your life, and you'll feel a lot more secure when things do start coming in, and you'll notice that things are a lot easier for you, because you're not like injecting that energy of doubt into whatever it is that you're doing. With the Six of Pentacles and the Star, baby, you'll always get what it is that you deserve, because you are a true lover of yourself and life and God and everything, and you really know how to walk away from things that don't serve you. And I think you're looking really good in a very positive type of energy, okay? So, Cancer, a lot of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is out here. We got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Gemini, and Aquarius with a star, okay? So any of those could be your sign, or those signs could be highly aspected in your chart, or any of these signs that I say from this deck could also be that, or, just highly aspected. But, with the Empress, you are, what was Archangel Gabriel was saying, you are perpetually blessed, okay? You are infinitely blessed, and there is not a road that is closed to you unless you program your mind into thinking that that thing is closed to you, or that it's too late, or that any other reason or excuse we may come up with to not chase our dreams, right? Like, just don't doubt yourself. Say no to the doubt and the fear, and say yes to taking the leaps of faith, and just putting what it is that you have out there, and just seeing what can come from that. Because I seen the Capricorn with the boss on it. Really, you're born to be a boss, to be a leader, to thrive in this life, even in a system that's like designed to keep you from thriving. You still have the power to do so. Yeah, we got Aries with the combative. It's like you've been fighting tooth and nail to make all this progress that you've made, and to like quit, or to turn away from it, or to think there's only one way to do it now would be ridiculous. Why would God give you such a big destiny and only give you one way to fulfill that shit? He would never. The game's already rigged against you, and he know that. So he gonna make sure that he move these mountains and assemble these bridges so you can get across these obstacles with as much ease as possible. Yeah, we got drive and power, but you have to keep that drive up within yourself. It's up to you to find different ways to keep yourself inspired, and to keep you going toward whatever it is that you're aiming at. With the sixth house, it says work and routine, try to establish some sort of routine, get your hands into some sort of work that brings you joy, that makes you happy, that has the ability to help other people. Do what it is that you feel you're called to do, and nothing can go wrong. I mean, things are going to seem as if they're going wrong sometimes, but as long as you know that this ain't shit, okay? God is moving in my life, okay? It must be good because the drama is picking up. Ooh, God must be about to drop something big on me. I'm hearing that. He dropped that bag on me. He just dropped that bag on me again. Let me hear it, okay? Like, be excited about that bag that's coming, even if it seems so far off in the distance. Because you know you are perpetually blessed and you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know you already holding whatever money or whatever job or whatever blessings in the future is already in you, okay? It's just about you evolving and maturing to a place where God feels like you're ready for that to be placed into your hands. Yeah, we got square with challenge and disharmony. When you start showing that you can continue to carry on no matter what punches or what life throws at you, that's when things become a lot more easier, because then you're learning the lessons and not just, getting your ass beat and having a pity party for yourself and then being like, well, I guess I'll carry on. Like, no, they want to see some enthusiasm. They want you to be excited about this life because it really truly is a gift and an honor to be here walking through it. Yeah, with the 12th house, we got spirituality and art. Like, those are the most two important things when it comes to your ascension, into you growing and being more of yourself. Focusing on your connection with the divine and on what it is that you are here to create. And realizing that in every moment you are creating something. You know what I'm saying? Even just sitting down thinking, in every moment you are creating something. You can't help it. It's your nature. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. We got Virgo with the alchemist. Okay, you are always creating some sort of magical, beautiful energy in your own little universe that you're in. Okay, so like, just be very aware of that. And also the Virgo for me kind of represents anxiety and like overthinking, and the Aries can also represent, because it does say the combative, like that energy of like more more you being in combat with yourself than you being in combat with like the people or the situations around you. But still, like, this energy of that could be where the frustration is going, like pointing outward more at like your situation than like just being more accepting of your situation and keeping yourself in that calm water, and just like putting all that energy and drive and power into what it is that you want to create. Okay, we got Venus with love and beauty. Man, but you're attracting this. This is what you're attracting. Love and beauty. A much better way of feeling about this earth and this life. And like I don't know. I just want to tell you, like, this is not forever. Like, whatever it is. Anything you go through, this shit is so temporary. And there's just no need to worry, okay? There's change and new beginnings that are much closer than you think. You just got to keep your head straight until you get there, What's challenging disharmony? We got the caring with the Cancer, okay? I don't know. I think also you might feel like putting up this hard shell is like the best thing for the situation that you're in right now. But I think if you be a little bit more softer and you're not so quick to like pinch, you know what I mean? Or like, lash out, you'll get a lot further. Like, let the caring nature within you shine more, And my mom's a Cancer. She's always helping people, like, all the time. I tell her all the time, like, Mom, just say no, okay? Like, just have a seat. Just tell them you can't. Just tell them you don't want to. Because she's always like, well, I don't really necessarily want to do this, but I I want to help, I just have to tell her sometimes, like, okay, like, or she'll be done this much already and then still be like, well, what? Like, Mom, you helped, okay? You did help. You did what it is that you needed to do, okay? So also just don't, like, beat yourself up if you can only do so much. And I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself from, like, what Archangel Uriel was saying. But of course, like, a lot of times the readings that I do together, they're kind of intertwined, okay? What's the 12th house and the Virgo? We got the 10th house with career and success, and it being the last card that's going to come out of this deck. I feel like it gives me that energy of, like, yeah, all of this said, that career and success is still coming to the forefront for you, like, no matter what. like through the combative, finding your driving power, trying to establish, what kind of work do I want to do in a routine, finding challenges and running into disharmony, all because you want to focus on your, on God and on your art, you trying to make this magic, trying to, transmute and get this negative energy out of your life, trying to focus on the love and beauty. I just want to feel life. I just want to feel good. I just want to feel happy. I just want these change and these new beginnings finally. I just want to see, like, what has been promised to me, or, what I feel is coming for me, and you will. At the end of the day, you will always, because you are perpetually blessed. Like, just, it's so much worry here, like so much fear. And you just don't have to worry about it as much. You just need to focus more on keeping your composure, coming to a place where no matter what happens, nothing outside of you can tear you down. And if it does tear you down just a little bit, or get you down, or have you feeling temporarily upset, you can always regain that composure and have it snap into your mind like, oh yeah, what it said, I got intermodal equipment built right within me. I got so many different ways and so many different roads and so many different opportunities that I can tap into and access at any time. Hold on, let me close my eyes. Let me timeline jump to the next shit, because I'm so grateful that God put this kind of power within me where I could just move on from this shit. Yeah, we got Leo with the extrovert, also giving me this energy of, like, you not being afraid to reach out, okay? We got the North Node. You're here to follow this North Node, okay? To follow your new life goals. And that gives me the energy of also being okay with your goals switching and changing sometimes. It's okay to switch lanes because you have intermodal equipment built within you, okay? And then we got Aquarius right here with the visionary, okay? Like, create the vision and just follow it. And don't let the things that happened in the past with this South Node, don't let the old karma or the old you or all the things you feel you've been through or all the things you feel you've done convince you that you don't deserve this career and success or this beautiful vision that you see happening for yourself in the future. Yeah, and utilize, your community, your technology, the different things that you're able to do. Like, utilize, like, it's all kind of shit, okay? Utilize the AI and the ads and the people, you know what I mean? There's a million people that's looking for a group they can get with and create some sort of magic or something new that no one's ever seen. There's a million people out here that are going to believe in you and your dream and want to back you and want to support you in that. And also realizing that a part of keeping your composure is not being afraid to take those kinds of steps with other people or to include other people in your dream because you want to control everything and you feel like other people are just going to mess it up, Like, you just have to be open in a way that's very scary, but it's very healthy for you, and it leaves room for God to send in people and send in situations to put you at this career and success place where you see yourself being, or where you manifested yourself to be, 5, 10, 20, 15 years from now. The Ace of Swords right here, which feels like confirmation. What's the combative love and beauty and drive and power? We got the Five of Wands, okay? So more of this, this combative energy. Like, I don't know, maybe you could be fighting against yourself, fighting against your guides. There's some sort of conflict. The conflict could even be like on the outside of you, like surrounding you. It could not even have nothing to do with you with the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know. people could be like fighting over your energy, fighting over your time, wanting more of you. Like, I don't know. But that's what I was saying with the overall energy. Like, I feel like in the future, like, you're going to make such a huge mark. And it could be the near future and it could be years from now, okay? I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. It's going by divine time and it's different for everybody, you know? But I feel like just this strong energy in the future, like, it doesn't feel like negative conflict. It feels like healthy competition over you and what it is that you have to offer, over your gifts and your talents. Like you being conflicted in a good way because there's so many good opportunities that you don't know which one you want to take. What's work and routine, change and new beginnings and challenge and disharmony? We got the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So like whatever independent moves you're making to brighten your future right now, like it's like God comes in and just gives you like the final pentacle, okay? Like this really what Buddha talking about, okay? Like God comes in and just gives you your final pentacle and you just like shoot up to like boss level, like in this unexpected way. Like, and you know the 9 of Pentacles, it just has her and this bird on it, and birds always make me think about like spirit, you know, because like I don't know, birds just make me think about communication and about spirit because they're always in the sky, in the air, you know. I feel like like whatever it is that got you to this 9 of Pentacles place where all you need is like one more thing or one more push and you're there, like it's been a long time coming. Like this is something you're really working on, but it's like your fruits are like these grapes on this card, like they're so bountiful, like they look so healthy, like just ready to eat. Like you just want to like snatch a whole thing of grapes and just put it in a bowl and just really tear that shit up. Like, and I'm like sweet, okay? Like shit is gonna be so sweet. What's challenge disharmony, the caring and spirituality and art? We got the 10 of Swords. And that's what's gonna make shit even more sweeter, because it's like, you know, you've been through shit, you've been stabbed in the back, you've been betrayed. It's like you've had a little taste of a lot of dark things in your life, and you deserve things to lighten up, things to be more positive for you, and that's exactly what's coming. But you need your mind and your energy to match what it is that you're trying to attract, okay? What spirituality and art, career and success in the Alchemist? We got the Hermit. And also, like, you can stand to do a little bit more meditation. I know I can. I be meditating, but I really like, I don't know, I like little fast meditations a lot of times. But every once in a while, I'll get like deep into meditation where I'm meditating like every morning, okay? Where I'm just like, you know, guided meditation, okay? And I'm making up my own guided meditation in my head while I meditate. And like, it's just, sometimes I'll get really deep in it, and then sometimes it'll be like a period of like grounding where I'm just kind of like trying to stay in in this realm in my life and kind of like enjoy my time like just in my body. Like I just want to be like on some regular people stuff, you know. And I feel like you might need to have that time where you're kind of like where your feet I'm hearing a whoa, I got my boots off the ground. I feel like you're always like you always got your boots on the ground. You're always very involved in your earth life, and you really don't want to, you know, get too woo-woo or get too, you know, ahead of yourself with this psychic shit and start to be unrealistic and be out here looking crazy, you know. But it's okay to like detach from that earth energy and get more into like the spiritual realm, and just don't worry about people judging you, because the results are way better than anything that anyone should have to say to you after you do that, okay? What's the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles? We got the 5 of Swords, okay? So I feel like there is something that you're releasing mentally, and that's really good, okay? That mental release that you maybe recently had or are about to have is going to be real detrimental to this 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles type of energy. I think you're just holding on just a little bit too tight, and that kind of gets in the way of you holding that nice, loving, free type of composure, you know, where you hold on too tight and you're so focused on your work, on your job, on your physical things that you kind of forget that magic is involved in the shit, okay? What's the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles? We got the Eight of Wands, okay? So you could be receiving some sort of communication or some sort of messages, and it is going on top of work and routine, so it could have something to do with like furthering your career or success. I feel like this is all about like success in your career. Like, I'm not getting too much energy of necessarily like, drama or like people around, like the only kind of energy that came out like that was the Ten of Swords. So like, I feel like this is really good. This is really good news. What's the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords? We got the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is really good news, okay? Like, you're about to hold some sort of abundance, but also the Queen of Pentacles is good in what? In business, okay? Good at grounding things, good at multiplying the pentacles that she has and turning, good at creating an empire. This is the kind of energy you carry naturally. What's the Ten of Swords and the Hermit? We got the Ace of Wands, okay? Big, beautiful ass, passionate movement forward, but with that spiritual backing that you need to have in order to keep the thing going, in order to sustain the thing, right? It's gorgeous. Yeah, we got the High Priestess, and you know it, and you know this. Like I said, you have been judged in the best way. Like the outcome, the verdict of your judgment by the divine is like, you have played fair. You have done everything that you need to do, and you are headed in the right direction, okay? With the Magician and the Seven of Pentacles, okay? We got the Devil, all about you detaching and not holding on to, old habits or patterns that don't serve you, and it's got you looking like the star. So don't doubt that, your fated way that you're walking or your destiny, because it's working out for you. What's the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles? We got evens, okay, with mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition. Funny, because this came out first for the last reading, okay? But you got this big brain energy, and you might even give people this, like, cactus kind of thing, kind of what I was saying with the Cancer, like this hard exterior, But I think there's a lot more to you, and people are about to see you for like, the many nuances that you kind of hide from the view of people regularly. It's like you can't help but to express those things when you express your art. And also there's like rulers, pencils, scissors. You could be someone who's like really creative. You can make little like, I don't know, candle holders or, something very physical. Jewelry, okay? You can make like clothes. You could be like a seamstress or something like this. This is what I'm hearing, okay? What's the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles? We got the Syrians. You could be like a mechanic, okay? That's what I'm hearing too. You could be like an artist, like a painter or like a sculptor. It says artistic integrity and honesty, okay? You got a strong connection with the Syrians for sure. We got the Galactic Federation, which is talking about collaborations and meetings and the community, I feel like when you start to reach out more and put yourself out there a little bit more, like, you're going to get a great response from the community, okay? And this meeting energy just keeps coming up, messages coming in, meetings being had, business meetings, like opportunities to, get yourself out there and to see what other people have to offer, opportunities to like meld businesses with someone else, like really starting some sort of collaboration that's going to take you much further than you would have gotten on your own. I think that's where you're holding on too tight, because you kind of want to do everything yourself, and there's like specific people you're meant to work with. What's the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Hermit? But you've been burned in business. That's what this Ten of Swords was about. I said you've been backstabbed, you've been betrayed. Like maybe you tried to have a business partner before, or maybe you tried to do some sort of business collaboration before, and it didn't really work out. And it could be part of the reason why you feel like you're in this mess in the first place. And that's why you get very frustrated when you think about your dreams, or you think about your job, or you think about, where you could have been already, but it wasn't divine time for you to be there already, okay? It was divine time for you to be on this journey, so when you got there, you could be there for a long time, okay? So just be patient. What's the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Hermit? We got the earth element, okay? Survival, adaptable, reliable. It's like you've already proven to the divine that you're very reliable and that you can adapt in any situation, you know? Like, I feel like your survival and your stability is not really the biggest question or the biggest thing here that he's trying to like point at, you know. I think the biggest thing he's pointing at is like your inner peace and your ability to maintain your composure through all of these different times where you have to adapt, you know. Like you do adapt after you have like, you know, some sort of temper tantrum or whatever, or some sort of like blowout, you know. But it's like you're still working on healing some trauma and purging certain things out of your energy too. What's evens and Syrians? We got reptilians, okay? Predator, survival, tyrannical. You know, these tyrants is out here running amok, okay? We got Andromedans. It says autonomy, free will, and manifestation, you know. But at the end of the day, you have free will. Like I said, you know the universe personally. Look at her standing like in fucking space. And this is given like, you know, a whole bunch of different types of portals, okay? So many intermodal fucking what is it, so much intermodal equipment just surrounding her in her immediate environment, so many different ways that she could go and opportunities she could access, you know. So like who cares about a tyrant or a predator or anything like that? And honestly, I feel like, you know, that's not your problem, okay, with the high priest just coming out as the overall energy. But look, out for draconians, okay? That's just a corrupt, unethical cults, okay? So, I mean, I don't know. Could be a specific group of people who's like, no matter what, I'll stop that person from achieving their dreams. But, you know, they're sadly mistaken. They don't have the power that it takes, and that's why it takes a whole group of them, okay? You are a descendant of Yeshua. Hello. Okay. So it's like you'll always be able to heal, always able to overcome the trauma. And you're really meant to do whatever it is that you have your sights on doing. What's the Ebens, the Reptilians, and the Syrians? It says divine protection and intervention, okay? So the divine is intervening in your path, and that's why, like, no matter what, you're going to get to where you get to. But also, like, take the time sometimes to tell them, like, I've been making it a habit to tell them, you know, like, God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, you know, I give you guys permission to intervene in my life, you know, in any way that you see that I might need a little extra protection or that I might need your help. Please feel free to step in, you know, because it's something that you have to ask them to do. So maybe that will be a good way for you to like practice surrendering to them. And also it's a good way to like reassure yourself to know for sure that, okay, I asked for this help and I know that spirit's going to give it to me, you know, like for you to get used to wrapping your mind around the fact that they're here helping you every day. Yeah, it says wake up, hello, you know, like it makes me feel like we're right here all the time, you know, like you're always being guided. There's never a time where you're just doing your life journey alone, you know. And I think you just need to get yourself to a place where your composure matches that, your confidence matches that, and the steps that you take are much more firm because you know that for sure. It's not like it becomes no longer a question in your mind, you know. Yeah, we got tarot reader. You could be a tarot reader, or you could just watch a lot of tarot. But that could be what you're trying to do. You could be trying to like build a channel. You don't necessarily have to be a tarot reader. You could do something on social media, okay? That's not like spiritual at all, but still is something you're meant to do. It's the way that you spread light. Just keep your sights set on the right things. Yeah, your third eye is awakening to make sure you keep your sights set on the right things. Not necessarily awakening. I get more of the energy of just your third eye expanding, okay? It says not only are you a miracle, but one is on its way to you. And this reptilian draconian type of energy is all about these psychic attacks, okay? So I don't know, maybe somebody's trying to project thoughts your way, or maybe that like this energy of you like losing your composure or like feeling combative is something that someone's trying to project your way. But I just don't feel like it's really having any effect on you. Like spend time alone, hashtag hermit. Okay, we got Yeshua's descendant again, and we got the rebirth. So you've been rebirthed from this time of trauma. Like that cycle is closed, okay? You had a crazy ass dark night of the soul, and it was very powerful for you. So just keep going, okay? And don't believe like the sneaky thoughts that or don't feed into like them times where you kind of feel like you want to be combative or you want to turn up on folks. Like, I mean, sometimes you really can't help it. I'm gonna tell you the truth, but for the most part it can be avoided, just by you walking away and taking some time to yourself. So don't be afraid to like separate yourself in like the heat of certain moments, just to save yourself and save the other people from the damaging words that could come from you not taking time to yourself. Ooh, okay. So we got, when in doubt, give people the benefit. Everyone else is trying their best, right? Except maybe this person talking on speakerphone or loud in public. Like sometimes people are just inconsiderate and they're not always necessarily aware that they're being inconsiderate. Like some people have a hard time reading the room, or some people just don't approve of your future goals and there's no real reason. You just gotta just keep going and just be like, oh well, I guess that's just how they are, that's just who they are at this point in their life, and there's really nothing I can do about that. Let me just protect my own psychic energy and stay focused on something positive and know that I have a million different ways, even if they did think about trying to stop me today. It says, I can spend my day feeling daunted, or I can spend it climbing over the thing that's daunting me. If I'm gonna spend, it might as well be a good investment. Exactly. So like, if you're gonna spend all of this time and energy doing something, let it be you spending your time and energy doing something very positive and getting you to where you want to go, rather than worrying or stressing about, who might be attacking you or who might be trying to stop you. It says, make like a plant and grow toward the light, flower and repeat. All right, what's the final thought on this? Okay, well, it feels like the final thought on this. It says, spaceship, don't be afraid to sing, okay? At the bottom of the deck, it says sundress, do it for you, okay? So make sure you do it for you. She wearing a sundress in the snow, okay? And then people might be looking at her like, why the fuck are you wearing that sundress out here in this, 10 below, this 10 degrees below zero ass energy? And she like, because I feel like it. I felt like wearing a sundress today and going outside and catching snowflakes on my tongue. And who is you to tell me that that's weird or that I shouldn't be doing that, okay? I'm doing this for me. Why don't you keep walking on by and minding your business, okay? And I feel like that's just kind of how you got to think about it sometimes. Because sometimes spirit wants you to do shit that looks strange or that looks crazy or that other people don't necessarily understand. But as long as it works for you, I don't understand how it's a problem for them. Like, why is it a problem for you? Like, it shouldn't. It makes no sense. People just like to have an issue. Like, people just gotta be combative sometimes for no reason, okay? Like, just know that and move forward. So it says, you've been made to believe that your voice, that your unique point of view in the world isn't worth very much. Let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Your words are worth all the stars in the night sky, so don't forget to sing whenever you have the chance. Your voice is powerful enough to sink a dozen spaceships, okay? So your voice is beautiful, okay? And people need to hear or see or experience whatever it is that you have to offer to the world. And your divine guides are going to make sure that that happens, okay? So with that, I'm done. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, and amazing day. That you got something that you need out of this. And I will see you later, my love. Bye.